All right, people. Testing 1 2 1 2. We got to make sure it's working. I believe it is. Yes, sir. It looks like we are live. So welcome people who are going to hear this on the rebound. The live viewers are not quite in yet as I'm looking at my monitor, but welcome to the latest episode, man, of the Sim Standard Podcast, episode 221. Took a small break. Some life things have happened, and also, the holidays and all of that. So we want to wish everyone happy holidays, even though they're over. Hope everyone has a happy new year. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and if you don't, hey, whatever it is you do around this time, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was great for you. But welcome to the latest episode, man. We got a few things to talk about tonight. Let me see. Let me get up all of the topics here. Not a huge ton to talk about, man, but we definitely want to go into some of this Madden 19 Nectar Mod. Some of you guys may have been paying attention to the videos I've posted recently. I've been playing Madden 19 on the PC, as well as Smitty. And yeah, we have to say, man, that the game seems to be playing quite a bit differently than it does on the console, but we'll dive into that. But we really want to talk about the interview with Wang. We'll give some of the key notes and key points that he pointed out in his interview that he did with IGN. Basically kind of talked about, his start and his passion, his history. But more importantly, he talked about when he worked with EA and how he immediately had regrets. And, kind of just broke down the differences between EA and 2K when it comes to how they approach video games. But then the other thing I wanted to talk about, man, this Madden NFL community survey that I saw on Operation Sports. I want to give my quick thoughts on it, and we'll do that when we get to that segment, but I don't know. I'm going to save it. I'm going to leave you guys in suspense until we get there and, let you know what direction I want to go on with that, because I have mixed feelings about it. But outside of that, man, it looks like we have a very, very, very slow crowd here tonight. So we'll see how it goes, man. We've been away for a while, and you know what happens when you step away for a moment. But whatever, man. We're happy to have you guys who are actually here, and I'm sure more of you guys will be coming in. But first and foremost, we ain't got nothing to talk about in terms of football. It's over for us. There's nothing for us to talk about. I'm sure we're going to enjoy the playoffs because we like football, but the Detroit Lions are not in the postseason, nor are the Pittsburgh Steelers, nor are the Tennessee Titans. So even if Azure was on, we couldn't even do that. But anyway, man, let's dive into a little bit of it, Smitty, man. First and foremost, how was your week? If you have anything extra you want to add to possibly the Detroit Lions or your Detroit Pistons or anything else before we dive all the way into the show.
Yeah, no, man, I'll just say, Happy New Year to everybody. Like I said, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody that celebrated that, if you do or if you don't. But yeah, I mean, everything's been a blessing, so far. Son is progressing well. So he's steadily doing well every day. It's been a bit hectic for us, but just living life near that NICU. That's what it's basically been about for the most part. But
yeah,
everything's cool on that end though. So I'm glad to be able to say that. But yeah, Lions. I mean, hey. It was a foregone conclusion. Honestly, at this point, what needs to happen is they need to move Stafford. That's just what has to happen at this point. They got to move Stafford somewhere else. He's got to go somewhere else. I don't know what they're going to do possibly, but they need to move him. He's a talented player and everything, but the thing is, he's like an assembly line worker in a plant. He's just going along. There is no, there's no real spunk. Like he has no spunk as a leader. He's not really a leader. So he's just a good player. He's a talented player, but he's not a true leader. Like it's like everybody else has to be a leader, and he's just a quarterback that can get the job done, but not a true leading, not a team leading quarterback. Um, Also, at the same time, we're not re-signing Cooter, so
Oh,
Cooter out. So yeah,
Cooter,
he out.
Jim Bob Cooter. I love that name,
Yeah.
man. That's hilarious. Country
So
boy.
yeah, so Cooter's out. Uh, Let me see. Cooter's out, and yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. And I mean, I'm not saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying let's trade Stafford for another quarterback in the NFL. Currently, like I'm thinking more like we trade him for different assets, and then we draft a quarterback or something like that. But it's just the problem. Like I said, we haven't. The needle isn't truly moving right now, and I mean the part that sucks. I will say this, and I'll throw it to you, Sim, after this. The part that sucks is this. It's like the same ending as last year. Last year we don't make the playoffs, but the last game of the season, now it's like the last two games of the season, all of a sudden we want to have a running game. All of a sudden, Cooter want to go into the bag of tricks, and now he want to get all majestic with the play calling. It's like, why do you wait until the end of the year? Now you want to get real, different. You want to spice things up with the play call. Like, why didn't you do this the whole year? Heck, this is how you got thrusted into the spotlight in the first place because of what you did to get into that position, and you wait until too late. Now I'm about to be gone, and that's it. Like, why? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like this exotic play calling and all of this good stuff should have been happening a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yeah, Stafford looks like he's leading at that point, but it's like it's a foregone conclusion. Like everything is done. Everything is done. No more games, no more anything else. You're not playing for anything really, and that's where you decide to go all out. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know. I mean, we definitely gonna get a new coordinator. We definitely need. I don't know if Stafford moving him will be the key thing to do, but I mean that's really a lot of things are pointing to that in that direction of we might need to make that move. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, look, I know that the Browns have other pieces and everything like that, and it's definitely work in progress for their team. But look at what Baker Mayfield's doing. You see what I'm saying? Look what happens when you have a quarterback that's good, that's talented, that has promise, but he also got some spunk behind him. Like he'll get at a veteran real quick. You know what I'm saying? And be like, bruh, like you supposed to make these plays. You supposed to catch the ball and all that stuff. That's what's expected of you, and he's gonna dig into you. I'm like, that's what's supposed to happen right there. That's leadership. You know what I'm saying? If I put the ball in the spot for you to go ahead and make that reception and you dropping it, yes, you need to get grilled. It doesn't need to be just the head coach. It needs to be the quarterback digging. And that's the thing. All these years, players will mess up on the lines. They'll drop passes. He'll Stafford will get drilled trying to deliver a tight spiral or something like that, and it'll be right on the money, and they drop it time after time after time. And guess what? Eric Ebron, the guy who's Pro Bowling, yeah, he's a recipient. He's been in a lot of those situations too. Stafford gets nailed, puts the ball right where it needs to be, and he all of a sudden he got bricks for hands. So it's like, but Stafford never said nothing to nobody. He just kept his mouth closed. He'll just look in disappointment, and then he'll stand over on the sideline, mind his own business. Like, no, you got to say something about that. You know what I'm saying? You got to get at somebody about that. And that's the kind of demeanor that we're missing. Like we don't have that. We do not have that. on our offense. You know what I'm saying? We need that kind of spunky leadership from under center. A quarterback that's really going to take charge of the offense. You know what I'm saying? When he needs to and everything else. I mean, heck, just a few short years ago, you had Stafford just now getting into making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Like he just called the play that was, he'll just run the play that's called for him. Barely won't adjust anything. Different look, all that stuff could be there. Oh, let's run it anyway. Like he's basically like your robo quarterback in that sense. Like you just input command, he tries to put it out there. So that's the problem, man. He's mad talented. He is a really, really good quarterback. But he's just like an assembly line worker quarterback. That's it. So
yeah, it sucks, man. 'Cause I've always thought that Stafford has had an incredible arm talent. It's like sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off. And that's always been my gripe, just as a football fan, just watching, like, man, this dude could really be nasty when he want to be, but then I don't know, it just seems to stall. But yeah. I'll keep this short and sweet, guys. For you Steeler guys, I'm probably gonna do an impromptu show tomorrow night or Saturday. It's gonna happen. I just can't commit to the day yet to discuss all of this craziness, man. It can't wait till Tuesday. But I'll keep it short and sweet, man. Listen, the Steelers, just like I said on Terrible Towel Tuesday, they didn't miss the playoffs Sunday. Okay, they missed the playoffs by going 0-4 in the AFC West. Okay, if you want to get deeper than that, they missed the playoffs by tying a Cleveland Browns team in Week 1. It wasn't the Cleveland Browns team that we've seen here of late. It wasn't the Baker Mayfield-led Cleveland Browns. It was the Cleveland Browns with Tyrod Taylor, with having the lead, 7 minutes left in the game. As much as I love him, James Conner fumbles, okay, and another kid that I love, Jabril Peppers, I believe, recovered it and ran it in for a touchdown. Then the Steelers offense do like what they've done a lot of times this year. They go 3 and out. They give the Browns the ball back, and the Steelers defense do what they do. They can't stop them. And then the Browns tie the game, and y'all know the rest is history. Okay, a blocked field goal, all kinds of junk happened in that first game. That's part of the reason why they didn't make the playoffs. A bigger reason why they didn't make the playoffs, the Oakland Raiders. The 2-10 Oakland Raiders, you lose to them. You had one play to make it in 4th down. 4th and goal, you give it up for a touchdown, you lose the game. You know another reason why they didn't make the playoffs? You have the Los Angeles Chargers. It's funny saying Los Angeles Chargers, but I'm finally to the point where the San Diego is not creeping up in my mind. The Los Angeles Chargers, you're up on them 16 at half. You lose. The Denver Broncos, yeah, that was a questionable game, but what happened in that one? You turn over the ball 4 times. Backup tight end says, it literally says this, Smitty, in the press conference, I could have probably cut back and scored, but I wanted to run through the guy. Okay, so you ran through him and fumbled through the end zone and took that touchdown off the board. But anyway, to sum it all up, the Steelers just didn't get the job done. Okay, they were, and what I've said all year, we were an overrated team. I did not have confidence in that football team. Y'all that follow me know I've been saying it all year. I didn't have confidence in the defense. They weren't talented. They didn't produce turnovers. They're the worst in the league at producing turnovers. They're number 1 in the league with dropped interceptions at 13 dropped interceptions. So there you have it. They didn't make it. And then, of course, guys, we're going to talk about this tomorrow or Saturday. This Antonio Brown stuff, my goodness. I'm not even going to bore you guys with it here tonight, but what a circus, man. It's been drama after drama the last 3 years. And yes, I do like Mike Tomlin. I like Mike Tomlin as a coach. I think he's a great coach. However, the way he has handled this situation, and it was good to hear him put blame on himself yesterday in his press conference, because at the end of the day, sometimes you could be too much of a player's coach. And, he made that bed and he laid in it. When Antonio Brown did the Facebook Live thing, I know it wouldn't have been a popular decision. I actually had this disagreement with my father-in-law last night. Had he sat down Antonio Brown going into the AFC Championship game, what would y'all have said about him? y'all would have called him the craziest coach in the world, right? Had he disciplined him or Le'Veon Bell in a manner, you know, where they couldn't play, what would y'all have said? You would have been ready to throw the man out of town. But, that's probably what needed to happen with Antonio Brown, because Antonio Brown has done thing after thing after thing. And Tomlin has given him a pass, meaning he hasn't really punished him. And it came back to bite him in this game on Sunday. Okay, that was a must-win game for the Steelers, and Antonio Brown decided he was going to sit out. And, again, Tomlin has to look at himself and say, okay, I have handled this wrong these last several years. I got to make some changes. That's what he said he'll do. We'll see. But we'll get more into that, you know, on another podcast. But anyway, guys, let's jump into what we came to talk about here tonight. We're not going to turn this into a Steelers situation. Let me just read what Kia said. That I know Ali is a faithful visitor and listener of the Terrible Towel Tuesday. So I know I've probably seen his comments before. But let me see what Kia said here really quick. Steelers have no one to blame but themselves. It's a criminal for a team as talented as them and to be that undisciplined. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Again, because, you know, Kia, people think I give Tomlin a pass. They think, he can't do no wrong in my eyes. I've said several times, where Coach Tomlin lacks is he definitely lacks his time management skills are not that great. I'll be the first one to blame him for that. They're not good. He doesn't do good managing the clock with timeouts and key moments. We've seen that happen. Sometimes he's okay, but a lot of times he's not. He doesn't do good with challenging. Very, very bad record against challenges that he loses or times that he doesn't challenge. Outside of that, I mean, you can't deny what type of coach he is. He's a winner. No, he hasn't won but one Super Bowl, but I mean, look at the record. The guy's a good coach, but everybody has their faults. And, you know, kind of allowing the coaches to, the players to get away with certain things, that's kind of been at his fault, because you can best believe a guy like Belichick that, you know, Belichick probably would get rid of him. You know, you get rid of a problem. And again, you know, like I said, football fans are fickle. You know, had Tomlin took that approach, you would have just as many people saying, oh, you're dumb for not playing Antonio Brown and AFC champions. You know, so you can't win when you're in that situation. But me personally, I think your stars can get away with some things, but for the most part, you gotta treat guys as equals. You know, you can't set that example, because now it's all blown up, and you know, now you're backed in the corner and you're gonna have to do something. So there you go. So let's go ahead and move on, man. We're gonna talk about some. Where you want to start, Smitty? You want to start with the Mike Wang stuff about EA, or do we want to dive right into the Madden 19, the Nectar Mod stuff?
We could talk. You know, we could talk about the Nectar Mod first, and then we'll swan dive into the Mike Wang stuff afterward, I think.
Man, so let me address this really quick, Smitty. You can answer this question. We got a question here from here in the chat. It's Chris Thomas, but on Twitter he goes by James Thomas 22. Bucks Alike. James Thomas 22. He says, if we're doing a podcast tonight, which we are, he has a topic for us. He says, do we think the Nectar Mod on PC should be a console patch for Xbox One and PS4? I'm going to let Smitty dive into that, but I'll give my quick short answer. I don't think we need to look at it that way, because ideally, basically, the patch, you know, that's something that's still under console constraints. That's still something that's governed by the powers that be at EA Tiburon. It's not, you know, a dev call, if you will. And, you know, frankly, the mod is because of that. The mod is allowing people to freely customize and change the game the way they see fit. So my short answer to that would be no. I don't think that's possible. I mean, that's the whole reason why it is a modification, is because people are going outside of the normal product that we're being given on the console. But what are your thoughts on that, Smitty, and just your overall thoughts, man, of everything that we're finding out about this mod?
I mean, to keep it, you know, like, look, the putting it on the console, I'll respond to that first. Putting that on the console, first of all, it I highly doubt it would happen because you're tampering with the gameplay infrastructure, like in general. The problem is that would you be able to do this in a because it's not like it's like this. If you put it on any of the mode settings, arcade, sim, comp, they're all going to feel the same effect. You see what I'm saying? So it's not something, and this is just for offline as well. So if you're doing an offline CFM and you just enjoy playing Play Now all the live long day, that's what this is for. It's for you. But if you're really trying to get into this game, like if you wanted this on console, we already know all the problems that get met, all the resistance that comes across the board when we want authentic elements of football in this game. You know what I'm saying? We want legit football to happen. I mean, heck, that's what we were having when the game first came out to an honest extent, and it got nerfed out. RPM got nerfed, and all this stuff got nerfed, and then we had super linebackers added back in, and all this stuff because of all this, you know, patching and everything that's going on. So when you look at it, you know, this is just a whole scale change as far as just how the game ebb and flow is, how the game runs, period, point blank. And when you're talking about doing it for the console part, especially with all the resistance that's usually met by how people feel, oh yeah, on paper, they could go to OS and they'll read up on that mod and they'll feel all good about what it's about. But as we already saw, you know, when it comes to that core gameplay, people getting their feelings about it. You know, they getting their feelings when they can't cover, you know, they can't cover everything on the field in one fell swoop with one player. You know, they really don't, they really aren't feeling that kind of work being done to their game. At least that's the vibe that I get. You know, because as me and Sim have said in the past, we'll go to the studio, play, you know, builds of the game, and it's feeling really, really good. Game comes out, we're content with what they did. You know, it's not everything, but at the same time, it's sound progression, and then it all gets pretty much all of it gets nerfed out by that first or second patch. You know, because of how folk getting their feelings about football happening. So, and then we're stuck for an entire cycle. Now, you know, that's why I don't know where EA will really sit on that. I mean, honestly, they need to let these cats do work. That's my point about that again, but that's a whole nother tangent. I'm not even gonna go into that.
Nah, that's it
what?
Right there. I'll say a quick side comment. And I'm going to add to that really, really fast and let Smitty get back to his point. I think the point is getting missed too with that, Smitty, because I see a lot of people that have commented on my videos. And you know, it's understandable. You know, the average consumer, they don't really know. But I think what gets lost in this is that people feel like the dev team or the engineers and or programmers are not capable of doing this. I hope you guys don't really think that. I mean, the talent is there, at least to what we've seen with our own eyes, conversations we've had. I mean, with straight up engineers and the ideas that come out of that building that we still can't even share. Like, that's not the problem. The root of the problem is still those above them that allow them to focus in certain areas and how much money they're going to allow them to allocate for resources and such. That's still the main component to this. You know, so I don't want that part to get lost as to, you know, matter of fact, you know, we're going to kind of tie that a little bit into when we get to the Mike Wang thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Smitty.
But yeah, man. So, I mean, that's what we always say that we don't put the blame on the devs, and yeah, that would be awesome to get into a little bit here. But as far as my experience with the mod, I mean, like, see, being at the hospital, dealing with the baby, all that stuff and everything, I haven't really been home to experience it until, honestly, until last night. I really got to lock in. Now I played with a few different mods because there's like three of them out there. There's the Nectar mod. There's one that's done by what's the name, Sabo. It's Sabo, and this guy
Oh yeah, I saw
with
that one.
I think his name is like Michigan Mod '09 or something like that. And these are all guys on Operation Sports. They all have pages in that Madden PC section about their mods and everything. Now I played the Sabo mod and I played Sabo. I played the Sabo joint and I played with obviously the Nectar one. There's trade-offs with them, which I'm noticing, but they're both really good. And this is the equilibrium. I could play, and this is what I did. I played different games, different teams. Some of them I had the sucky team going up against CPU. I had strengths and weaknesses. They had strengths and weaknesses. The one of them, Sabo, especially in the Sabo joint, he got the playbooks specifically set per the teams and everything. So now you get a different variety of play calling based upon that team in terms of what they do. So like how on a console people would have to do the two controller trick way of trying to get a team scheme playbook that team would basically run or whatever. He got that already programmed in the mod, so you don't even have to do any of that. You just go ahead and play. But the thing is, though, is that I was able to play multiple games on default all Madden, and I did not feel cheated at all. Not one bit. And the gameplay felt good. It felt real clean. Minimal hitches and glitches. There wasn't any insta shedding going on when I was running the ball and all that stuff. Like if the edge was sealed or that defender was locked up with that O lineman, he wasn't able to just all of a sudden, Olay, as soon as I get the ball, Olay, and now there's like three defenders right there in my face. Like it wasn't. It may have happened. I'll say this: it happened like twice. You know what I'm saying? But not like every single play. Some plays you're gonna get blew up. That's just football. It's gonna happen. Even the worst team defensively is gonna get plays where they make the stops. But it wasn't on a regular basis. And I mean, the game felt really good. You see what I'm saying? And I really, really enjoyed that. So I like I'm very happy with what they did. And I mean looking at some of the videos that other guys posted, my man VF for Silent Gamers, y'all seen the chat. VF talked about it. He did an instructional video on how to add it into the game. So check that out if you got a gaming PC and you trying to get down. Yeah, I mean, it's just from the secondary play to the tackling to like plays that are made. I mean, yeah, I know with the Nectar mod that he got slider sets that are coupled with it, so the game does play. It gives a little bit more variety because you're messing with the sliders. But I just wanted to see how it was just verbatim, straight up. How just so that I could see the game run, and I mean it runs very nice. It runs very nice. I mean it's like getting the game initially. It's like how it initially was before all the patching and tuning, except better. You know what I'm saying? Like it has more of a football feel. You have plays where you'll have receivers wide open, dropping passes. All of the elements that we typically see happen in football games, you're going to see that a lot more in here because of that mod. So, and I mean, like I read off to you guys last week, You look at, not last week, but 2 weeks ago when I talked about it, you look at the various things that they're able to tune and tweak within this mod. And I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. It's not like it's set and then it's over. It's like a slider set. They can go back and keep tweaking and tuning and adjusting, and that's what these guys keep on doing. Like Nectar Mod started at like what? I want to say like 1.0. Now they're at like what, 2.5, 2.5B. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So these cats, and then Sabo, his joint, he just steadily, people, I mean, I look at the Discord and everything like that. I had to turn notifications off because it was killing my battery because them cats be talking so much. But it's cool though, because they're talking, they're steadily giving all kinds of feedback on what's happening. Hey guys, I made this adjustment. What do y'all think of this? Oh, by the way, somebody else will chime in. Hey, I tuned this. I touched that. I messed with this. What do y'all think of this? Oh, Sabo will be like, you know, like, oh, let me try it out when I get a chance to, blah, 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 whoop, whoop. And then he'll put it out there in his mod. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But everything they're doing with the game is to make it a realistically challenging game. Sabo's mod did that. The Nectar mod did that. I got to try my man, the Michigan joint. I got to try his joint. I haven't tried his yet, but playing it, I mean, I'm happy. Like I said, you know, I was up all night. Like it's been over a decade since I felt that way about a EA football game where I really want to run a marathon on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I purposely had to go to sleep. You know, I was like, all right, I got to go to bed, man. I can't keep playing this. But I was into it. And I ain't started CFM yet because I'm still feeling it out, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm like, once I start a franchise, I can leave everything at default. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy thing. I don't have to touch Nathan. I can literally leave it at default and then just run and have a great time knowing that I could play it on all Madden, default sliders if I want to, or touch it, you know, whatever I want to adjust. And then I can also not have to worry about getting robbed or cheated. Players are going to play right. You're going to have legitimate football outcomes. It's not mechanical. It's not this 100% mechanized game of football now. I'm not saying that the game is, you know, no one's up here saying the game is perfect, but it's like what Sim and I have said, Madden, especially at this point, Madden is not a game where everything is going to just jump out at you and you're going to be like, OMG, I can't believe what they did. It's going to be more of, if you spent time playing the game already, which a good number of us have on console, then when you get on the sticks and play this, you're going to feel that, you're going to feel the difference. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're definitely going to notice. It's going to stand out to you and be like, yo, hey, this stands out and that stands out. I don't remember this, but this is crazy. So, hey, like, it's a really, really good experience. The only thing that sucks is that you can only do it, I think, yeah, it's only for your offline mode. So if you play, if you play franchise, you know, or you just want to do play now games, you're good. So it's not something you can play MUT or anything like that if that's your desire or whatever. You can't do any of that. So this is just for your offline CFM or play now wishes. But to me, especially for the type of gamer that I am, I'm better with okay, Nathan said that's not true. Oh, well, I guess I stand corrected. I don't know what extent else. I thought, it's for our online CFM as well. Oh, okay.
Well,
that's good.
How will it work though? Like, cause wouldn't everybody have to have the mod?
That's a good point. So
I don't know. I mean, y'all know I'm super new to PC gaming, so y'all can enlighten me. I don't know how it would work. I would assume that, let's say, if 32 of us here in the chat wanted to be in a franchise, I'm assuming that we all got to have the mod in order for it, you know, to run the same way. That would just be my assumption as far as the game. And then, of course, you know, you could just start a franchise, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that would work. If you know, could I play you using without the mod but just still on the PC? You know what I mean? Like, how would that work? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what I kind that would be my assumption on that one. But nevertheless, though, I mean, I know some people question like, would I want to make the investment? I definitely would say yes.
I got it for $23.
Yeah,
I bought the base game and listen, that should tell you something. I haven't paid for Madden in years. Years. Yeah. I mean, y'all should know that. We don't buy Madden, right? But I thought it was worth it. I bought it for $23 to see what this mod would be all about because I didn't have the Premiere access and all that. I said, $23, yeah, I'll buy that. And there you go. If you just want the root game, the base game on Origin, I paid, it was $23 and some change. And that's how I got it cracking.
There you go. So, see, I didn't see now. I had got it for 40. So you know, like, see, I don't know if there was like a special that Sim had got on or something like that, maybe, but I got it for 40. But it's okay. I'm fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I saw that on OS as well, Nathan. It was like for somebody who had a cloud CFM, it will work. But I don't know if it'll work for an entire league, like, because you're talking about everybody running off the same kind of platform on a computer.
I'm actually playing mine through the cloud, so I can confirm that. Because what I did is I just basically started Play Now Live, and that's how I, you know, had the last two games that I played. The Chargers game, I won the game against the Bengals, and then the Ravens, somebody lost, but that's how we got in the playoffs as far as that. But mine is in the cloud, so technically that is an online franchise if it's in the cloud. Okay. But I don't know if you know, can somebody join into that one if they're not running the mod. I mean, I'd be interested to know that. I don't think they could.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, for those that may be questioning, like what kind of computer and all that stuff you got to have, if you have I know the specs are not extremely demanding, so you don't have to have this super duper high end computer in order to do it. Like I have my computer's like what, 4 years old, you know, and I'm able to run Madden just fine. All I did was, but see, I built mine from the ground up. Now I didn't build no supercomputer or anything like that. Like I spent like $600 building it initially. So all I did was update my graphics card, and I went from a GTX 960 to a 1070. So
I think that's what I have.
Oh, that's what you got?
I think that's what I have, and kind of answering Ray too, because he said, "What card do you have?" And I laughed and said, "I have no idea. I just bought a gaming PC, but I remember I sent Smitty the specs when I bought it. I think that is the card that I have. I think it's a 7. I don't know. I'd have to look. But
okay,
when I tell y'all I'm a novice to this stuff, I'm dead serious. Like I don't know nothing." Hold on, I could probably find it though. It's probably on my tower somewhere.
Like I got on my computer. I have 8 gigs of RAM. My processor is a AMD FX 8350, so it's like a mid-range to good processor, but I'm mainly running everything is running off of my graphics card. So, and I mean, I bought the card I got is a used one. So I bought it used for I bought it off of eBay for $250. You know what I'm saying? But the graphics card I have usually runs closer to $400. So I went on ahead and copped that, so that way I could just, I could run these high-end games in that way. So it's so I mean I'm really like I'm in a good spot with this graphics card now, so I can play everything at pretty much high settings and all that stuff, and I'm good, or just average, and it'll run just fine. So yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See what VF got? That's exact. See, he has the processor I have and an RX 480. So yeah, like I think my graphics card is either as good as his or maybe better, and he's running at 4K. So that's what I'm saying. If he's able to do that, then you can get yourself a computer. You don't have to spend as much cash, and you can still get a computer that can run. Like you can put $500 or maybe $450. I would say between $400 to $500, and you could get yourself a gaming PC that could pretty much run everything off of at least basic, like the base to mid-level settings. And Madden, you'll run just fine, like because it's not a taxing game. So, but like I said, me being a football gamer, I definitely want to enjoy football gaming. So yes, I will get Madden again for that purpose. Like what Sim said, I haven't had to buy Madden for years. I would get my copy, from EA and all that stuff, or whatever, and just rock out on that, whether I'm happy with it, frustrated, whatever. This time I made the double dip because I read through that whole forum, and like I told Sim offline, I was in the hospital and I was hearing about the Nectar Mod, but I ain't never I meant to take a look, and I read through and see everything that all the details. Like I read through every page of that Nectar Mod, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get down on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, let me get a graphics card and Madden. You know what I'm saying? And just upgrade that and give me Madden, and I'm content. And with that mod and these other mods these guys got out here and everything, I'm very pleased. You know what I'm saying? I'm very satisfied with what they've done. So, and also didn't mention, shout out to Nathan Allsbrooks.
Oh yeah, round of applause.
You know what I'm saying? The $10 donation there. Appreciate you for that, brother. Greatly appreciate that. And yes, everything is going well with the family. Thanks a lot for that, Nathan. And I mean, hey, you saw, if you guys didn't see it, Nathan put out a little video showing the pass placement, the difference with it.
Oh yeah.
At the mod. You know what I'm saying? And even my dude G-Rob, he was on Twitter talking about it. He put up an example. It was a broken up pass play, but it's just the point of where the pass was placed. And I had some stuff now. I'm up here resetting up my whole computer, so I got to put all my programs that I need back on. But I've had several instances where I'm playing the game and I'm seeing some plays that if it were Madden on console, super linebacker, or the pass trajectory is going to be low. So the DB, the linebacker, he's snatching that or whatever. I mean, the pass is, oh man, it's better. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it is definitely a much better step in comparison to what we got on console now. Console, if push come to shove, I'll make room and delete Madden on the console and just run what I got on the PC. And just do that. I'll use that and make room for another game if need be.
Yep.
And I'll just run it on the console, on the PC from here on out, and just cut my videos off of there and stream off of it and all that stuff, and just do that. That's literally what I'll do. It'll only be offline, but so be it. That's where I'm at anyways. So I'll do that. I really will do that. And like what Key is saying, and then I'll let Sim go ahead here because I've been going on here, but the point he's making here, your main people that are standing up for your game, that are supposed to be your representatives for Madden, are upset with your game. and upset with the treatment of the players, respectively. Because these turning guys, I see these guys go on Twitter and complain about traveling and how EA's mishandling stuff, and then you got these guys complain about the game. I mean, they treat it like it's a chore to an extent, and these are people getting paid these big prize purses, hoisting championship belts and stuff, and they're up here like, man, how's Fortnite looking? How's 2K looking over there? What do I need to do to get a team together? Do y'all think I should be doing it? Like, they shouldn't even, that should be an afterthought. I would never see Westy come up and talk about Call of Duty all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? You won't see that. You know, like, but these dudes are ready to straight just jump ship and play something else. That's crazy. And I don't know if you wanted to address Nathan's point. Like he said, one guy gave us in 4 months what EA didn't do in 4 years. And I'll say this, and then this is what Sim had said not that long ago. It's the same point that we've been saying. This is not on the dev team. The devs have said, the devs have expressed many different ideals and things to us that they would love to be able to do, but they have people over them that are stopping them from making the game. I mean, look at the forum. You see the forum, Nate. If you look at the forum and look at the mods and all the stuff that's there, look at that. And I mean, they can increase the amount of defenders that could be involved in one tackle. Make weight matter a lot more, play more of a factor in terms of the play. Hey, yeah. They even balanced all Madden. The stuff that we've been complaining about for I don't know how many years, like over a decade. And these dudes are able to nullify it? Come on, guy. You telling me nobody in Electronic Arts is able to do that? Come on now. They're able to do it. Yeah. It's just they're not letting somebody, if they're able, somebody is saying something. That lets you know that. And like I said, when we get into the Mike Wang stuff, I'm telling you, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that they're not capable of doing it. It's just that they have to be able to do it. They can't be on this short leash that they're on. Like, they are on a very short leash, and that's a problem. Clint and all these cats know what to do and everything else, but they're not really being allowed to be the creative guys that they should be able to, they should be able to do these things with. And they can't do it. You're not being told. And it's not all NFL restriction, like how we've seen back in the day. No, this is somebody in-house is restricting these guys. These mods are a clear indicator of that. So.
Clear. Yeah, man, but before I go, guys, I'll tell y'all this. And again, like I said, I'm a novice to PC gaming and all of that. And I don't know if this is good or bad, but I found out what I have. I have an AMD Radeon RX 580 XTR 4 GB. That's what graphics card I have.
Oh, so, you pushing strong. Oh, you good.
See, that's why I said I don't know if that's great, bad, good. I have no idea. I know when I bought the PC though, and I sent the specs to Smitty because it was on sale. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's good money. You can go ahead and run with that." So I trust Smitty when it comes to that. So I guess I'm doing okay. So for you guys that wanted to know what I have, listen, I know it sounds like a broken record, and I won't say too much on it, but I'll say this. The devs know, man. There's no way that we're going to act like we ain't going to act like that one guy. And this ain't a shot at, what's his name? Will Chills or Chill Wills. Whoever's responsible for the mod. Let me get his name correct here. I always say it backwards. The guy who posted it, his name is Will Chills. So I'm assuming he's the one who's doing the mod, the Nectar Mod. This is not a discredit to him, but I know that people are really not thinking that one person can do the job of multiple people. Obviously, if EA were to go in this direction, they could blow this thing out the water. They're capable of doing it, and if they're not, you better believe they're capable of acquiring the talent that can do it. Remember, our next topic. Who was that EA at one time down in Tiburon? Well, he was actually when they were still in Vancouver. Mike Wang. Don't we see what he's doing? There's talent, folks. I mean, this dude actually went to school for this stuff. Like, it was good listening to that interview. And I put a link in the description if y'all want to check that out. So it's not a talent thing. And it sucks that we got to keep saying that, but trust and believe, Sim and Smitty are telling y'all what we know. But besides that point, and I'm not going to say names here, don't y'all know a dev reached out to me yesterday? Shot me a text. Hey, we got a couple of the engineers going to take a look at that mod. We're just curious to see exactly what they're doing. What does that tell you? The devs know what time it is. The people in that building know what time it is. And they like to take the time to say, yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Because they curious. I mean, it was some technical things that we had the conversation about. I'm not going to go down that road. But basically, they're just interested to see exactly what they're doing. What are they actually changing? And how they're doing it. And I think that's kind of cool that they even interested. The engineers there are just interested, from a technical standpoint, just to see. But I say all that to say this. They know. Trust me, man. The people in that building are capable of producing what we want. They are. And that might answer the question that Godspeed had earlier. I'm hoping it does push somebody in the direction of saying, see, the people want this. Maybe they could use that. Remember how we used to tell y'all that Rex used to always use Twitter conversation? I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes in a presentation when he said, look at all these tweets we've compiled. I actually seen a couple of you guys' tweets in there. And they use that when they sit at these tables and they talking to, the powers that be. So maybe this mod, and they're seeing what people are doing with it. Remember, this is the first year of, first recent year of PC. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will. Maybe this will help the devs to say, look, this is what the people want. They out here modding the game by themselves. I don't know. And I've been open and honest with you guys. Me and Smitty don't have no idea what's going on at this very moment. We know the ideas that the devs have that we would assume would be in Madden 20 and 21, I might add. But we haven't had any direct affiliation so far this year. And even if we did, of course, we couldn't tell you. But I could at least let you guys know by saying, oh, yeah, I know what the direction is. You guys are going to have to wait, etc., etc. But at this point, we don't even know. And that's why I say that Madden 20, to me, is going to be the one that tells me what I need to know about the direction of this game in terms of Tiburon management. Again, more stuff that we could tie into the Mike Wayne situation. But outside of that, man, I think Smitty killed it with the mod stuff. I don't have much to add other than the fact that I see some of you guys, and maybe not some of you listening, but just some people who've watched some of the videos I posted. You guys have a little too high of an expectation. Some of the stuff that you're wondering, can he change, and why didn't he do this, why didn't he do that? First of all, man, a mod is just that. It's pretty much an advanced slider, if you will, where you're able to get the best out of what product is given to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that the Nectar or Sabo or any of these guys can completely, make this a brand new game. It's still Madden. But what they can do is they can influence the things that are in the game and how they perform. And that is what you're seeing with this mod. Call it what you want. I've seen a couple of people trying to clown. Oh, look, Smitty, one guy tried to tell me it was a publicity stunt. And I was like, usually I wouldn't respond, but I said, so you think me promoting what is now a $23 game on Origin on the PC where there's less people than on console, that's helping EA Sports? That's what you think they want me to do? I don't know how people come up with this stuff, but anyway, the thing about it, man, is you're going to see the best that the game has to offer. The ball trajectory, You're seeing more gang tackles, 3 to 4 man gang tackles I've seen. You see more cohesive players in the secondary. You see tighter coverage. They are making weight more of a factor in the trenches. And I know some of you guys will probably say, well, how can they do that? Well, remember, a couple years ago, remember Clint said they have formulas down to where weight is taken into some consideration. So because that's in the game, I'm assuming what, you know, Will Chills and these guys are able to do is go in and toy with that and make it more prevalent. Remember the story me and Smitty told y'all when Vic Lugo was there? And Madden, what was it, 13 or 15, Smitty? I can't remember. It was one of those. I think it was 15.
15. It was 15.
Vic said, all right, look, this is how you mess with the physics. Y'all go in there and have some fun. And boy.
Oh, no, that was 13.
That was 13. Okay.
Yeah, that was 13.
Man, we had that game doing some things, but to be honest, it was a little bit too far in our favor because we had it to where you brushed by the ball, it was coming out.
Yep.
It was a fumble. Like, you know, so basically, just to kind of give you guys some kind of clarity, that to me is what they're doing with the mod, is they're basically able to crack open the game and they're going in there and adjusting things that are in the game to make it play more realistically. That's all it is. But it's working. I mean, you see the defensive play, but you're going to see mistakes as well. And I think, you know, Silent Gamer, you know, we always are going to refer to him as VF. VF, I think he pointed it out great in his reflections video when he said, look, you know, you're going to see some real mistakes. You're going to see things that, you know, real football people are not going to mind because people don't make every play. It just doesn't happen in the NFL. They're going to be missed blocks, missed coverage, blown coverage, but it's playing a better brand of football than what is offered on the console. And I don't know how much more Smitty and I can talk about it. I mean, it's really something that you got to feel. And, you know, I'm not telling you to go buy Madden on PC. No, I'm not. I never tell y'all to buy nothing. I'm just saying if you have a PC and if you happen to have Madden or if you happen to enjoy Madden and you want to see if you can get a better experience, give it a shot. Give it a try. And I think you'll be pleasantly pleased that the offering of Madden 19 that this mod is giving. Because I know I am. It to me, man, it has saved my offline experience. Because I was about done with Madden, to be honest with you, just like Smitty said. The only reason why I even play online is because of the Sim Standard Radio League. And I just play in there just for the camaraderie. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even care about the record. I mean, you know, of course you play to win, but I don't. Most of us in there, even the guys that are winning, are kind of like, yeah. You know, we have discussions after games. Even the guys that win, they'll say, yeah, that was kind of whack what happened right there. Like, everybody knows it's not really a strategical game right now. It's really more or less knowing how to abuse the things that don't work in Madden. And that's it. There's no real pressure. There's no real sense of the pocket. There's, you know, all you got to do is wait for the post route to open, especially if you're not controlling the safety. Oh, my God. The deep safeties still just... I mean, it's not all bad. Let me take a step back because I think NY Kid would chime in and say, you know, he's shown you the things that actually work in Madden, but then I think Kia also does a great job showing you where there's a problem, where it's not actually working the way it should. You know what I mean? And that's really Madden's big problem. I think they try to handcuff that game too much instead of allowing things to play out. And it scares them when realism creeps in and people start to complain because what the things they're used to doing in a video game is not working. And they're so reactionary to the community in that regard. Like, that's the biggest problem that we're dealing with EA Tiburon, man, and Madden in general. So, if you got a PC, hey, try it out and share your thoughts. If you don't, you don't. Don't worry about it. But, moving on, Smitty, as we continue to talk about EA Tiburon. Mike Wang. Man, oh man. So I'll give just the short and skinny of it, man, and then I'll throw it to Smitty. Basically, guys, for you that don't know, Mike Wang is one of the masterminds behind, you know, NBA 2K and their success. And I say one because, as he alluded to himself, it's many other people on that staff, and it starts from all the way at the top with your Greg Thomases of the world, those type of guys, and it's just trickled down throughout that company. And they have a different way of approaching their title. And the funny thing is, Smitty, man, I don't know if you looked at the comments on that video. It was so many people in the comments saying how bad 2K is, how trash the game. And I'm like, it's so funny, man, because we look at it from the Madden side, but we also understand the you know, the inconsistencies and flaws that 2K has, but we also recognize how much of a better game it is in theory because how they approach it. But it's just very interesting to see how many people was trashing 2K the same way they trash Madden. But anyway, he worked for 2K a couple years. And then he decided that, you know, he wanted something different. You know, he even said himself, maybe being a little naive. And he decided to jump ship and go work at EA Sports. And, you know, him being a basketball head, you know, playing ball and all of that, he said really what he wanted to do was strengthen the community. He wanted to, you know, maybe if I run over to EA, help them get their game up and 2K's game up, it makes it better for the gaming community. So that was his approach. That's what he said. I know it, he said it himself. I know it's a little naive, but I was really trying to make both games great. And so us as a basketball community would have, you know, and gamers that have multiple games to play that are good. So anyway, he basically alludes to the fact that when he's with EA Sports, and again, this is the division that was making NBA Live, he just didn't like the approach. He started to find out very soon how management, you know, and how they approached the game and how they fought against a lot of things that himself and other devs believed in that was best for the product. And all of these wild swoops of changes they decided to make, and he just did not agree with the direction. Now, why is that important? Remember what I said. Mike Wang is a basketball guy. He played basketball. Okay? He has a passion for the true sport and the true art of the game. And he says that there was a change in direction that conflicted with what he believed in and others on the team. Moving people from the, you know, the head of Live at the time, you know, moving these guys to other areas and, you know, taking guys off of this project and putting them on another. That sounds very familiar. Don't that sound like what happened to Rex? So he said, you know, he licked his wounds, you know, tucked his tail between his legs and went back to Greg Thomas and said, look, you know, I apologize, blase blah, look, this is where I want to be. I should have never left. They took him back, and the rest is history. And whether you like 2K or not, none of us can sit here and act like that game hasn't evolved to another level. Is it perfect? No. But can we deal with some of the problems in that game because of everything else they give you? From authenticity in terms of the, you know, mimicking the player, because Mike even talked about that, you know, how they approached, you know, really nailing details about the player, detailed play calling, detailed coaching, the AI system that they implemented, that fully deep My League, all of that stuff. And it's still understanding that games are not perfect. We clearly see where NBA 2K's franchise have kicked Madden's teeth in terms of the full package. I don't think there's any denying that. I mean, even if they make the best, if Madden were and the EA was to come out and make the best football game ever, it still ain't gonna be perfect. So that's not what I'm saying. None of these games are perfect. Even the beloved 2K8, I'm here to tell you, was not perfect, particularly in coverage. But it was authentic. That's what we loved about it. It looked, it felt, it, you know, it breathed the sport. And that's, to me, is what NBA 2K does that we still don't get out of Madden. But I just thought it was very telling, man, that, you know, here's a guy that worked at both places, and he straight up said, I regretted it the moment I went there because of the culture. And little old me, whatever I've been telling y'all the last few months, which is the reason why I hope it doesn't happen, man, because I think Smitty and I, and, you know, I'll just speak for myself, I think we definitely add value. But it's the reason why I wouldn't be surprised in the future if something were to happen where maybe I'm not so much involved anymore, because I'm not going to change my approach. And it could very well be that the direction of that company could be going in a different direction that is not the same that we signed up for. Because remember, we came under Rex's tender. You know, when he was there, we came then. He asked for us to be there. We all had the same vision. So who's to say that whatever direction they're going in now doesn't align with that? I'm just saying. I'm just a realist about it. We'll see. But I'm not going to, you know, stop my approach. I'm going to give them crap when I need to give them crap and give them real hardcore feedback, man. But to just see what went down with Rex, man, for you guys that can't read between the lines, I think Mike Wang really summed it up. You know, the culture and all of the changes and what they rather focus on. He wasn't cool with that, and he went back to 2K, and look how they have blossomed. I'm just saying. What you think, Smitty? I know you got some things to say about this one.
Yeah, man. I mean, what EA excuse me, from what Mike Wang did, you know, said and saying that he regretted and everything else. I mean, this was not brand new front page news. You know, as far as the whole NBA Live debacle, there's even more depth to that I got to know about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was, whew,
great interview, man.
Yeah, the interview was on point, but there's stuff that I've learned from going down to the studio about the whole Live debacle that happened. And I'm talking about after NBA Elite. So from talking with, you know, individuals that were working on the game and all that stuff that I got to meet. But, you know, ain't nothing I'm going to air out, even though it is past transgression. But still, as you can see, it clearly leaves present wounds. That wound is never healed. Because what Mike Wang said, even though, and he did an article about the detailing it, not in full detail like how he talked here, not as candid, but he basically was saying, like, I didn't like the direction that they were heading in, and I got up out of there. And there were some red flags that popped off as to why I decided to get up out of there.
So did OG, by the way. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. And Mike even said there were 2 other devs on top of that had left a little bit after that whole debacle.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so it's like, you know, when you have that going on, and him talking about what he's able to do at 2K Studios expresses a lot when you look at Electronic Arts and the sports games and how these devs are handcuffed, and we can tell by the product. Okay, it doesn't take a dev sitting in front of you and saying, "Oh, we could do all these things." It's the end result that you put out. Mm-hmm. And when we talked about NBA 2K19 when it first came out, what were we all saying? Don't touch it. The game was freaking fine, right where it was. Look at all the depth that you have. My GM, My League, what was it? The Park, Pro-Am. Get your crew together, do your thing. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. Now, is the game going to be perfect? No. Can the game be good? Yeah. Are there people that enjoy it and hate it? Of course. When you sell 10 million copies of a game, especially when it's a yearly release like this, you're going to get hate. That's just, you're going to have people that are going to be pleased with things. very displeased with other things and happy with others, etc. That's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you can't say that 2K didn't deliver. Like, I'll give it to you like this: for 2K, for people to say 2K sucks, that they're on a different plateau when it comes to the caliber of product they drop. Like, if it baffled me, like, okay, when NBA 2K11 came out, right? We all, Jordan on the cover, the intro, all that was fire. It was hot. When 2K12 came out, people was like, man, 2K12 sucks. And I'm up here playing the game. I'm like, what game y'all playing? I'm like, I'm enjoying this game. What y'all mean? And then they talked about why it sucked to them, and I'm like, oh, see, what 2K did, they didn't put themselves on a whole nother plateau now. So now it's like that stature. That's like having a 72. It's like you win 72 games. You go 72 and 10 one year, and then you go 60 and 22 the next year. It's like, man, y'all had a terrible year. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a great season. Like, what do you mean? So
right.
That's essentially what happens, and now you're stuck. And that's why 2K is a product that essentially is stuck. It's a game that, like, if you want to make it really challenging, fine. But at the same time, you got casuals and others or whatever that are going to complain because you made it too much of a challenge or whatever, and now you got to try and find a middle ground, and in the midst of doing that, you're going to mess your game up doing that. So thank goodness we got sliders for the offline crowd, but unfortunately the online gamer doesn't have that option. But nevertheless, the point I'm getting at is that you can hear Mike talk about, from even game mechanics, late in dev cycles. It'll be late in the summer, July, maybe even around August or whatever. And I'm thinking of game mechanics, blah, blah, blah. And I talk to my engineers and we rock it out and get it in the game. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy to hear that. That ain't happening with Madden. That ain't happening with Madden. If Madden is doing something, and I mean, this is just from experience and what we've experienced and what we've seen. If the feature set is there, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no big change or nice adjustment that's gonna happen. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what you're getting. I mean, we've seen things like formational subs and all that added in, and custom playbooks or whatever, stuff like that. Or we've seen that kind of stuff get added in, but like we knew that was coming. It wasn't anything that was wholesale, like, oh snap, out of the blue they did this, or out of the blue we adjusted these mechanics. It was last minute, but we did do this kind of refinement. Like, it's never like that. That's not the vibe we get from EA Sports products. And I mean, at the time, Mike Wang was up in EA Canada when he was working on Live. But the key thing he said was he regretted it the instant he came into EA. And he got up out of there as soon as them cats in 2K extended grace to him, he got up out of there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the writing was on the wall. The environment isn't right, and they're going this direction I ain't feeling. No, I'm good. I'm out of there. So you can tell. Look at how Czar and those guys talk on their Hangouts. Look at Czar when he does his own personal streams. Listen to OG and how he's reaching out to NBA coaches and doing all this stuff or whatever. I didn't get that. I mean, I seen OG in the studio and all that stuff. I didn't get that vibe from him when he was at EA.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't catch that vibe not 1 ounce when he was at EA that, oh, snap, he doing all these things. I never caught that vibe at all. And you see what Czar's doing with NBA 2K online. Oh, I'm gonna talk to y'all about these settings. I'm gonna tell y'all how all these sliders work. I'm gonna show you all these different sets. Oh, by the way, we got these new offensive sets we added in. That's why when I look at Madden and say, "Oh, hey guys, now we finally got the ability to put in, we can update playbooks now." It's like, yeah, it's good they're able to do it, but they should have been had that. Like that should have been there already. Why is it something that's just now coming? And that's the kind of stuff that when I look at NBA 2K, I can feel from listening to Czar before when he was the big, in the community doing his podcast and videos and all that stuff. I could see that translation from him being in the community doing it to him being in the studio doing it to it being in the product. I see it there, and then him breaking it down online. I see all of that whole circle. OG, same thing. Oh, I'm talking to NBA coaches. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Da da da. I can see all of that. I can't see. I can't see what Connor. I can't see what Connor's doing, and I'm talking about NBA Live Team guys here. I can't see what Connor Dugan is doing. I can't. What from him? I don't see. I see what Tim Robinson does. I see what he does, but I'm not seeing what Ryan Santos is doing. I'm not seeing what all these other people are doing. Reggie and all these other cats. I'm not seeing what those guys really are doing. I can't tell because number one, we don't see nobody online talking about it. There's no deep dives. There's no big blogs. There's no none of that. We don't hear anything. So, and plus, that game looks very barren, very skin and bone, like very anorexic in terms of depth, even with core gameplay on the court. So now let's switch it over to the game we're talking about football here, and it's still the same premise. It's the same kind of tone, the same kind of vibe. It's like, when are these people going to be able to do their thing? When I would love to see A-Dub let loose like Czar.
Oh.
Why let him let loose like Czar and let it be in the game, dude? I would love to see that. You telling me EA can't do that? Yes, they can. They gotta let them do it. You gotta invest, and I said this before. EA gotta quit playing around. Invest in your franchise. And I'll say this, and I'll give it to Sim. EA, look, before this generation kicked off, okay, Gen 4, before it popped off, we saw them showcase these consoles, all this capability, all these good things that we're going to be able to do in terms of the game. What's going on? Where is it all at? Remember when Andrew Wilson did his keynote at it was at the Xbox One presser or whatever, E3 that year, 2013, I want to say. Well, what happened? Remember, players thinking for themselves. All the calculations, the living worlds, and all that jazz, right? Where is it? How come we don't have it? The two games that are closest to that are FIFA and NHL. Those are the only two. But even then, it's not truly fulfilled. You see what I'm saying? And now we're getting ready to go to, like, as what they're starting to talk about these new consoles, PS5 and carrying on. You got these new consoles, they're going to be boasting about the capability and all that stuff. And then you're going to see EA put up this presentation and showcase Madden, and we're going to see them be like, oh, this is all in-engine and potential. No. If you're not going to let these people actually do the work, just forget it. Honestly, just let it go. Because it's just going to be the same thing again, and we're going to be looking at the same thing for a whole nother generation of console gaming. And they're going to be talking about how they need, oh, we need another generation of console gaming in order to be able to actually get to the. No, you can get it done. You can get it done. 2K, you have a game. You got 2004 game, still has better presentation than you at this point. That's not acceptable. And gameplay, still it's not acceptable. So you have to do better. You have to do much better than what you're doing right now. So, but I'll throw it back to you, Sim.
It's crazy, man. Just to comment on something Kia just said. He said if A-Dub was unleashed, you would see a lot of people getting exposed. He's talking dudes throwing 5 to 6 picks a game, and it would be glorious. You're right, because if A-Dub could put all of his concepts and ideas and strategies and things in that game, it would literally become a thinking man's game. Like, you really would have to try to figure out, okay, what's my opponent's tendencies? This is what I'm going to do to shut down this concept. This is what I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do that. Like, you really would have to. It would be all about concepts. And shout outs to Smooth. Round of applause. Appreciate all you guys do, man. Every single time I do a stream, I swear, every time I do a stream, Smooth is in here dropping something, so I definitely appreciate that. But, man, it really comes down to the culture of the company, man, and what they want to invest in. And it's like Smitty said, that's really what's going to make the difference. And I know, you know, sometimes we give them a pass, and yes, I'm calling it a pass, because we try to say, well, it's because of Mutt and all that. It might be. But all these other games got Ultimate Teams. Every last one of them. That's improving. I mean, look at how much MLB The Show promotes Diamond Dynasty and all of that jazz. But they ain't stopped them from making a great game. Nor FIFA. Nor 2K. I mean, I'm just saying. That can't be the excuse anymore. That can't be what we allow the heads at Tiburon to sit on. No, that ain't right. And I'm tired of all of these console promises. I'm sick and tired of it, man, because, again, we have yet to see, and whether it was CG or whatever you want to call it, we have yet to see that RG3 trailer that we saw for Madden 25. I'm talking about the one when he comes up to the line and he's looking at, he's basically, y'all remember this? I know Smitty remembers it. I know all of y'all probably do. And I mean, he's surveying the field. He's counting the defense. We ain't seen that game yet. We have not seen that product. And it's possible. Look at these other sports titles. It is possible. That game is possible. We haven't seen it. We have not seen it on that level, both the way the mannerisms are in the game and or the living worlds and or the dynamic crowd. Nothing has been close to what we've seen in that trailer. The only thing that's come close to it is them adding in those, you know, the pre-canned, and you know, I'll give them credit for it, because what we were told, and Clint actually said this publicly, that the RPM tech is not just movement. It allows them to do this, going to allow them to do much more. And he referenced, you know, look at the player likeness that we threw in there with the quarterbacks pre-snap. This could be a tool that was going to help us get to that. So, okay, we'll see what y'all do with it, even though y'all destroyed RPM during the cycle. But my point is, that's the closest thing that we've seen to that RG3 trailer. And, you know, him counting the defense and all of that is what you're seeing in those pre-canned quarterback things. But we have not seen a game. And, yeah, I see Smooth talks about the McNabb and Strahan trailer. Yeah. Now, way back then, in 2006, yeah, okay, I understand. All right, that was CG. It got us. It fooled me. I went and bought a 360. I was one of the guys who got fooled by that. But in 2018 and now 2019, we should see that RG3 trailer. That should be in game by now. And it's not there, and it's pathetic, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. But where else can we go with it, man? I don't know. We're gonna see. That's all I can say. Again, I keep saying Madden 20, guys, because here's what's different. And Still a Nation, I see you asking. Basically, you just click the $ down in the bottom of the chat, and that's how you do it. Here's the thing, the reason why I say this about Madden 20, and then I'll throw it back to Smitty, and then we could probably go ahead and close out the show. Oh, no. Hold on. Before we do that, Smitty, we'll combine this last topic with closing out the show. But I want to talk about the Madden survey that they're putting out. I want to explain how I feel about that, and then I'll give you my thoughts about why I keep talking about Madden 20. I'm going to give y'all my opinion on this, man. I'm sick of seeing these surveys pop up. I'm going to be honest with you. And some people might not understand where I'm about to go with this, but follow what I'm about to say. Smitty and I have seen this type of survey come across our faces in private. And what I mean when I say private is, you know, there's channels and Slacks and things like that where we talk amongst game changers and, you know, community managers, etc., etc. And we've had to fill out this type of survey in that setting. What would we like, you know, to be in a game? This, that, and the third. We've done this numerous times. Okay, so they've done this publicly a couple times. And now I'm actually going to go to it, and I'll post a link in the description for you guys who haven't seen it. Now here it is popping up on January 1st here on Operation Sports. And give me a second, guys. Here's the link. I'm about to put it in the description. Here it is. So what it says here, I'm going to read it to you verbatim because it's very short. The Madden community team will be posting a survey each month for players to provide feedback about the game and how well the team communicates back to the players. I guess that's a good thing. Well, you can rate them on their interaction. But it also says the goal of these surveys is to provide you an opportunity to share specific and constructive feedback on what can be improved on. If you're interested in participating in the survey, click this link. Now, here's my 2 cents on this survey. I feel like it's very pointless at this point. Let me tell you why. Y'all know what we want. You've been asking us this for years. To me, it feels like a slap in the face sometimes from, I don't know who it comes from. I don't know if the devs are being put in this situation. I really believe it's more of a marketing PR ploy. Because we give y'all the same feedback all the time. To me, it's almost one of those things where they just want to make sure, as a company, they're in compliance and they're doing their due diligence to reach out to the community. You know, just to basically check that off of the list. Say, oh, well, we did that. Because y'all know what we want. It's the same stuff. Smitty and I go through this when we go down to EA. And again, this ain't no slight to the devs. Every year they're asking us for, all right, I'm going to give you all a better example. And we've said this numerous times on this show. Every time we go there, they asking us for more and more feedback in regards to franchise. What needs to be done. Come on, man. Like, yeah, it's the same stuff we tell you last year, when we told you the year before that, when we told you the year before that. I just feel like and shout outs to Still a Nation, man. Definitely appreciate that donation. Quick round of applause. It's the same stuff we tell y'all every single year. I feel like it's just pointless at this point, man. Like, and I know Smitty understands what I'm saying, because every time we had these conversations behind closed doors with community managers and such, we're like, come on, man. You know, and we sometimes get into conflicts with other game changers because you have other guys who might be newer to the program that are, you know, they're more optimistic. Well, you know, we need to approach it this way. No. Come on. You know, you want to do them like I know some of y'all have probably seen the movie Baby Boy. Remember when Vin Rames was like, youngster. That's kind of like how me and Smitty want to say, youngster. Like, come on, you new to this. We true to this. We've been doing this for the longest time. Like, don't try to tell us how we should be behaving. No, we've seen this movie play out over and over and over again. I'm tired of the ending. Can I get an alternate ending, please? And that's how I feel about all of this feedback jazz, man. It's like, I understand why you collect it, but we don't feel like y'all doing nothing with it. That's just me. Well, what you think, Smitty?
No, I mean, I'm with you on it, because the thing is that you gotta show. See, this once again goes. It's all roads lead to the same point at the end of the day, same conclusion. Y'all got to invest in the product across the board. Y'all gotta let these devs do the work, because otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be the same talk over and over. We've had guys. That's why you have some guys that. That's why you have some guys that are game changers that have pretty much fell back.
Yeah.
They fell all the way back. They pretty much washed their hands of it. They're like, man, look, y'all get at me when y'all get contractual holdouts in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? like they say stuff like that. Like they've given the feedback. We don't need to say the same thing. We told them, the Deuce Douglas, hold that mock up. You just slap it on the board. Year 1, we do this. Year 2, we do that. Year 3, we do this. Year 4, etc. That's it, man. For real. That's literally it. It shouldn't be, man, we can't get nothing close to that. And I'm like, well, why can't you? Because that's the whole thing. Like, it's really the people. The thing that sucks the most and that you don't want happening is you don't want the people that mainly support you to be turning on you. You know what I'm saying? The people that are in the bright spotlights and stuff like that, going from thoroughly enjoying the game to just being disappointed. Now, EA's lucky they don't have competition, because if they did, a lot of their support would be it would just be like with NBA Live. People would be. You'll see a big name YouTuber get down with Live just to say, "Oh yeah, back in the day I played it." Oh, you mean back when Live was great and it was better than 2K back then? Oh, you mean back in the early 2000s, from 1999 to the early 2000s? Oh yeah. Of course they got down on it back then. They're resting on novelty, just like how you hear me and Sim, especially for me. I talk about novelty stuff that was done over a decade ago in their game. You know what I'm saying? Novelty items. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember Madden 08. And, people talk about NCAA football. Oh, man, NCAA 06, when they put Road to Glory mode in there. That was off the chain. And that's the whole thing. There isn't anything that has grown from that. There's nothing that has expanded from that. And that's the problem. There needs to be more at this point. That's why I say I can pull up NBA 2K5. There's no way, no remote way I can correlate NBA 2K5 to NBA 2K19 and be like, man, remember when they had association mode back then? Man, my league in 2K is garbage in comparison to that. No. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. Not even close. Association mode was nice, but it ain't got nothing on my league. And that's the point. I should be easily saying that about Madden right now. And it's not even close to even... No. I mean, you're literally... I'm in an online CFM with Sim. There's no stakes. There's nothing on the line. When free agency comes up, it's just a matter of who has more capital than whom. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's literally it. I threw the most money at him. Cool. It's not like his ratings are going to matter based upon my scheme. Oh, the scheme changed. So Doesn't matter. The way the game plays, it plays too mechanically. It plays too mechanical. There's no organic element that really makes you feel that way. Now, PC, they've achieved some stuff with that. It's not perfect, but they give you that in a much better dosage on PC with the mods they've done. We need EA to do this and do it in a great way. Period, point blank. Otherwise, the talents of guys like Scant and Dave and Clint and John White and freaking everybody else, my man from Hard Knocks, all them cats, they're all wasting their talent. They're all wasting their talent because they're being restricted. They can't go to the end of the driveway without getting tased. You see what I'm saying? Without getting that collar yank. Get back over here. Because somebody above them, you're not letting them roam free. You got to let these cats roam. You got to let these cats explore and really feed off of each other and build this game out. It can't keep doing this bottleneck treatment. Otherwise, Madden will never truly move the way it can. You know what I'm saying? Why bring somebody that has NFL experience to be a part of developing your offensive line, and you still have all these problems along the line? That doesn't make sense to me. When Madden 25 was not that bad, and then it's like it seems to always be a problem every year. Come on, man. And I understand, I get the old code thing. Hire the engineers, or better yet, take one of your other studios and make Madden be a multi-studio project and fix them. Fix those problems in. There's no excuse to be like you don't have the means or the resources to do it. You can. It's just well, we don't necessarily need to do it because our bottom line is not truly being affected negatively. That's the key. We all know. We know not everybody knows that, but we know that. Like, it's very safe to be able to say that. You know what I mean? And I mean, like I said, the game that is put out with the relatively short list of improvement, it shows that. And you look at a game like 2K and be like, dang, they did this in 9 months. They did this in 7 to 9 months. Madden, it's like, well, what else did you do in this 9-month period? You see what I'm saying? Like, what else were you guys able to do? That's all you were able to do in 9 months' time? That's it? But 2K did all these other things. And if you don't have enough staff there, hire them. Just like Sim said about the survey and all that stuff. Just like him talking about Madden 20 is going to be very telling. You dang straight. It's going to be extremely telling.
Yeah.
It's going to be very telling in terms of where this game goes. Because, I mean, look, I'm telling you, these tournament guys and stuff like that, these mainstream people, and I'm talking about a lot of these people just got up on that level of getting to be some of these marquee players. They're gonna be if they're up here talking about leaving this game and or being real disgusted with the game, you better fix something fast. Yeah, you got displeased gamers going to these tournaments, displeased tourney players that are supposed to be repping, and they're not being. They like, some of them are. They feel like they're not being treated the way they should be by a top tier company. And in EA, this ain't no mom and pop thing, but people are being treated like that, and that's not how you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And people love EA, and that's why they rock with them, but they'll quickly be like, man, skip this, man, I'm out. These cats on that bull crap, I'm out of here. Y'all better come with it. Y'all better quit playing. Or else you guys gonna be sitting on the sideline mad in the mud because y'all keep playing these games. Don't play with these people. I'm telling you. They will switch. You saw what they did with Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I mean, that's Star Wars. But there would have to be something egregiously done in Madden, and you do that, there will be problems. But for us, just give us a game of football. y'all can do whatever the heck y'all want with Ultimate Team and comp mode and all that stuff. Just don't mess with simulation side of the game. We're showing y'all the football stuff. We're having our enjoyment with it when we do. Give us a lot more of that and we'll be good. Otherwise, man, no, y'all can have that because that's not gonna cut it. That's why Madden, I don't know if I'll be at EA Play this year or not. I have no idea if I will. But if I am out there, oh, no doubt. I'll straight up be talking to the devs and telling them, like, man, they got to let y'all do y'all job. Seriously. They're not going to let y'all truly build the game the way y'all should really be able to do it. This game going to be a wash, man. It's going to be a wash. I mean, it's going to sell its 5-7 million or whatever, but it's going to be a wash. You know what I'm saying? Like, this game should be selling double that amount easy. And they don't let y'all work the way y'all should be. It's a wrap. So, but that's where I'm at, man. That's pretty much all I got on it, bro.
Yeah, man. And that's, we could pretty much wrap with that. I'll finish really quick the Madden 20 thought and why I say that so much. It's very simple. Is because, again, the culture that was there in terms of lead direction. Rex Dixon was the creative director. Okay? Rex is not there. That was basically what we worked under. Madden 20 is going to let me know what the direction is from EA Tiburon in terms of Madden NFL football. It's not going to tell me about Clint or A-Dub or Scant and plenty of other people that I won't mention just because, I don't want to leave anybody out. Won't tell me nothing about them because I know what they want to do. I know what their passion is. I know how much they care. I know how much they complain when things happen in the game that shouldn't. And I'm talking about things that should be there. And they can't get these things done because, hey, they can only do what they are told to do. But it's going to tell me a lot. And I know I see people already trying to give flack. It's always a few people. Oh, every year y'all say the same thing. Oh, now y'all talking 20. We ain't talking about that just because we trying to make you wait for it. We telling you the facts. Like I'm saying, look, this is why 20 is going to be important to me because I've told y'all this on more than one occasion if y'all really listening. I'm not sure how long I really want to be doing this thing if it ain't going in the direction that I want it to go in. Those are facts. I openly say that. Just like Smitty said, you've had other people who have fell back, and what I tell y'all a few weeks ago about how my feedback is don't come out as much because I'm at the point now where I'm like, why? What's the point? I'm not going to keep talking if ain't nobody going to really put it into action. And I'm talking past the devs. I'm trying to get corporate to hear it. I want somebody from corporate to say, hey, what's that guy saying? Oh, whoa. I want to disrupt some stuff. I want y'all to hear it because y'all need to know how we really feel. So this is why I'm saying if Madden 20's direction is not in line with what I want from a football game, and I'm just talking about making the football. I'm not talking about other features that they will add for Madden. No, of course they're going to do that. 2K does the same thing for all of their modes. But I'm talking about if we don't see a difference in the culture and allowing the devs to be great just on the field, I'm not sure how much longer I can rock, man. Because what's the point? There's no reason to do it. Yes, we've gotten some things done since we've been on board, but this is why I'm saying now I need to see what direction they're going in because Rex is not there anymore. This would be the year that we're going to see what the new quote-unquote person, what vision he has for the product. That's why it's going to be important to me. And then outside of that, man, in terms of, it's just, again, I'd rather just not even, I'd rather be on the outside. If you're not really listening, I'd rather be a thorn in your side. But I don't know. we'll just have to see, man. We'll have to see what they're gonna do. I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm gonna be honest in saying that because it's been the same story for the most part since 2012. So I don't have confidence that that building and the powers that be are gonna change, but we'll see. You know, even though Carlos got under our skin, he actually did say some good things when he was there. You know, I was looking forward to, oh, okay, you kind of talking right, even though you did kind of slight us by saying, oh, you can't never make them happy. But he was speaking some good things, and now he's gone. So it's like, I don't know what we gonna. Man, I can't wait to go down there. You know, if I actually go this year, who knows? I mean, sometimes you don't know. Assumably we will, but you never know. I can't wait to see what is actually happening for Madden 20. Oh, one last thing I wanted to address because Smooth asked a question. He said there's a lot of things you guys have said that, hold on. You guys have stated that you have seen things that devs have showed you that would blow our minds. What is the reason those improvements are not being made? And I think everybody knows the answer to that. But I wanted to comment on just that one piece. Remember when I told y'all a couple weeks ago, there's going to be some things that come into this game that I've been saw that was supposed to be in Madden 17. When it happens, I promise y'all I'm going to say, see that right there? That was supposed to be in 17. I promise y'all I'm going to do that. I promise. I don't know when it's going to happen, but all I know that there was something that was on the table to be in Madden 17 that I was very pleased about. When I went back in later in the cycle in May, I was told, man, we had to cut it. And it broke my heart. I just knew it would be in Madden 18. No. Wait. I'm bugging. What game we on now? 19. Okay, here we go.
19.
Not 17. 18. It was supposed to be in 18. And then I just knew, okay, all right, y'all had to cut it. I understand all of the hoopla with the team being, you know, ran thin because of frostbite and long shot and all of that. So I just assumed it would be in 19. Nope. Still not there. But I guarantee y'all, I'm hoping it's in 20. And I'm going to make sure I tell y'all. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want you guys to see the facts that me and Smitty be trying to give y'all without spilling beans or breaking any laws. So when this thing actually gets in the game and y'all hear me say that was supposed to be at 18, then y'all will understand what we be trying to tell you when we say, listen, man, it's above their heads. This stuff be in the... Oh, matter of fact, there was some... let me be quiet. Boy... Well, I'll just say this. There was something that I would have loved to have made it in Madden 19 for franchise. But it didn't. But when it does get there, I'm going to say it. Oh, yeah. Yep, that was supposed to be in 19. But it got cut. And that's, again, because me and Smitty, what we always want to do is we always want to be of the people. This is where we come from. We were guys that just gave feedback. So we're never gonna get caught up in the wash of being quote unquote corporate. Nah, we not for sale. Like, this is how we give it to y'all, and I think that's why y'all follow us. So I'm always gonna tell you as much as I can without breaking any rules. So when these things make it in the game, I'm gonna say, aha! Remember I told y'all that was supposed to be in 19. Oh, that was supposed to be in 18. So y'all can see what we be trying to tell you. There's a lot of things that come up and things are ready to go and prototypes even sometimes, and it gets cut. So yeah, man. I'm trying to think, Smitty, real quick before I close, man. I know I got to get out of here because I got to go to work in the morning. I'm trying to think of some things that came in the game later in years that we saw beforehand. The DB and wideout interactions. Before they made that change, we knew about that like 2 years in advance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But see,
Frostbite.
there was another part of it that has never hit fruition, and I don't know if it will because
still ain't there. Still ain't made it.
Yep. So see, this is what we're talking about, guys. There's a lot of stuff that we be like, ooh, oh man, if they get this in, oh boy, that's gonna be tight. And see, this is stuff that if you look at it from a basketball standpoint of NBA 2K, it's like it's already there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's baffling when people be like, man, 2K is trash. And I'm like, man, with the stuff they doing in there, shoot, I can only imagine if it was Madden. You know what I'm saying? Or even when you see people say, man, I just wish 2K could make a game. Man. That's what I'm talking about. And, one last point. I know that this is the last thing here. Well, when Mike Wang said in his interview, he said they do mocap every week.
Every
for
week?
A month. Not every week. Not every single, excuse me, not every week. I'm sorry. 1 week, but they do it every month.
Oh, 1 week a month. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
1 week a month. Every month. Mocapping, just letting them play. And then seeing stuff happen. I'm like, why? That's why their game has got so much going on. That's why they could basically replicate everybody in. Oh, that's not even considering when they actually get the NBA player talent in there. This is what I'm saying. If 2K is able to do this, you're telling me EA couldn't get football players in the studio once a week, like once for a full week of mocap, just run. Just do all different kinds of stuff. Just play games. Do scenarios and everything. Like, they can do it. There's no excuse you're going to possibly give me to be like, oh, they can't. Man, I don't think they can. And I don't think they want to be liable for all that stuff. Have players sign waivers. You know what I'm saying? Because they could get injured. They could get hurt, blah, blah, blah. Or depending upon how physical you're going, have them sign waivers for that. And then, then do the work. Replicate the stuff.
Oh,
so,
man.
I'll stop it at that. But I mean, that's very telling and that's very hurtful. I'm like, that's why 2K is in that spot. Now I don't know why EA ain't in that spot either. Because remember back then they would do them videos talk about award-winning, state-of-the-art mocap studios and all that stuff. Well, it doesn't look like you guys are using them as much because look at what's happening over here in Madden versus what's going on over there with 2K and even other games in your own house. Look at FIFA and their animations. Look at NHL and how they're doing things. And look at UFC and how they're doing things. Why don't we have Madden clicking like that?
Tiburon. EA Tiburon, man. I don't know what the problem is, but yeah, it's sad, man. But hey, whatever. I mean, all we could do is, is see. That's really all we could do. We'll see what happens from here, and I just hope they get it together, man. Because again, I don't expect another NFL game to come out. I don't see it. 2K. That was very telling as well, just listening to Mike Wang. They not worrying about no football, man. They selling 10 million copies a year. Come on. Yeah. I mean, why? Let's just be real. If you do something that great and your game keeps evolving, like really, what is the hunger to wanting to make a football game as a company? When you tried it without the NFL license, didn't work. Scrap that after 1 year. Why would you know what I mean? Like, there's really no incentive to say, well, we're going to do this and we're going to pay X amount of dollars for the license. And because the problem, the real issue with Madden, and this is going to be the last thing, and I swear I got to get out of here. The real problem with Madden is it has gotten too big for competition. And to me, I can't say that's fact, but in my mind, those are facts. And what I mean by that is, do you know how long it probably would take for sales to be affected just because another game is out? Madden is a household name. Now, there is a small opportunity now when you got some of the competitive players that are upset, but the tournaments are still happening. It ain't stopping that. And again, there's millions of people that enjoy Madden. So if you another company, you got to look at that and say, wait a minute. We can come in here and try to cut into some of their product, but it's going to be tough. How are we going to pull people away? It ain't going to happen in the first 1, 2, maybe even 3 years. So you talking about a company having to say we're going to put in like a 4 or 5 year investment to say in 5 years we'll be on the same level. That's a lot of risk to take when you already making a game that's outselling the football product. You doing double digits in millions. Come on, man. 2K ain't thinking about no football. We might as well, and honestly, there's no other company outside of Sony, which we know that ain't gonna happen. There ain't there's nobody else that can compete. Let's be real. There's nobody else that can make a real game that's going to compete with Madden, other than 2K Sports or Sony and 989 or somebody like that. That's if it ain't one of them, it ain't happening. So we probably can pretty much say that 2K ain't gonna worry about it. They're gonna keep selling a basketball game. It's probably gonna run NBA Live off the table eventually, unless they get their act together. And that's it. We're gonna have Madden and NFL, I mean NBA 2K. That's just those are gonna be the games pretty much. Well, you know, I'm rooting for Live, especially since my boy Spade is now on the team. You know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna support that because of Spade, regardless. But I just feel like that's going to be it, man. So that's why it's so important for us to try to get this game better, because this is probably the only football game we're going to have. A real one. I'm talking about a real game, because every other game that y'all are playing out there, whether it's indie or pass, it's not the same, man. When you're talking about all of these the PC gaming now and these consoles, like, come on, man. Come on. I'm just going to say that. But, all right, man. We're going to shut this thing down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight. You know, we've been away a little while, but we're back now. So as long as we can find stuff to talk about, we'll be back next week. So good luck to everybody's team, man. You know, I don't have a dog in the fight. You know, I hope teams do their thing this week. I will say this, though, just, you know, being an AFC North fan, you know, being a Steelers fan, I worry about the Ravens a little bit. I think their defense will keep them in a lot of games, possibly even win a game or two. But speaking from the outside looking in, I would be a little concerned that now, especially the Chargers have already seen them. They're going to be prepared for the run game, and I just fear, if I was a Raven guy, if one of these playoff teams can shut the run down. You know, are they going to be able to win, you know, putting the ball in the air? I don't know. You know, if they make it to the Patriots, you know Belichick is good at taking away your #1 threat. Are they going to be able to go to a Foxborough and win the game? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So we'll see. But it's interesting seeing, man, how the Ravens have changed their whole dynamic, and they just coming at you with smash mouth football, lockdown defense, and running it down people's throat. And nobody's been able to seem to stop it. That is very interesting. So you know, it's gonna be cool watching that. But we'll see. But outside of that, man, catch you guys later. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe, and we'll catch y'all next week for another episode of the Sim Standard Podcast. Peace.
Peace.